Hello and welcome back to my little channel. It is June the 25th 2026. It's almost a year since I did my last video. I decided not to do a winter one about wrapping because I've done it before and there's a lot of YouTubers who do the wrapping. I've done it once before. I didn't do anything in the winter because there's not much to show, to be honest with you. So I thought I'd decide to wait till things started popping. Now, I'm based in Northamptonshire, and this week we've had a heat wave in the 30s, and this is the second, I think, heat wave we've had in the last 3 weeks. So things started to move in respects to the garden. So I thought I'd show you around and see how things are. So obviously, I know I call this tiki and tropical. So there's my tiki bar. This year, there isn't much change really. I was given a sign for my birthday, which is on the front there, and it's the same sort of bar trolley I got, which I got from the range a couple of years ago. A couple of whiskey barrows. Got a new carpet which I found on Timu, is it called? It's not right, as you can see. They've imposed the picture on a certain size mat, and the lettering's cut off. But it's okay. If I went for the smaller size, then obviously the writing would have been on it. But no, so that's sort of the tiki bar area and the outside area. Got a trolley, that's from the range as well. Got that for a good deal. Buy stuff in the winter, much cheaper. So yeah, so we look at the plants at the front. So standard Cordline. I've got a couple of lilies there, they're African queens, so they should be pretty tall. I've had them for a couple of years. So I've got the Calla out the front here. This one is a Cheesmanii, or a Cheesman. My first leaf, as you can see, it's damaged on the first leaf. Waiting for any new rollers to come out. The old stuff is still on it, the old leaves are still on it. It's got a pup on it. It survived winter. What I did with this, because it's not as tough or as hardy as the Musa Basjoos, I put it under the canopy here for the winter and wrapped it up, and it survived. I say it's not reputed to be as hardy as the Musa Basjoos, so I tried it for the last year, did alright last year. I said it took actually quite a long time for this one to start moving. It only started moving this week really. As you see, the first leaves are a bit damaged. Got a pup. There was 2 pups last year, obviously one didn't survive. And we've got the old leaves on here. What will happen with this, it has a very dark stem, pseudostem, and underneath the leaves the veins are deep purple. And underneath the leaves it's a much lighter green than the top part of the leaves. So that's the Cheesmanii. Again, another colour. These were like split. These are like 3 years old now, and I split them. It needs to be split again. And this is Musella Lasiocarpa. Have I got that right? Musella Lasiocarpa. I can never pronounce somebody's name. I had 2 last year, one that never survived. These were kept, again, under the canopy here, wrapped up, as I normally have done. And the other one seemed okay, and then it flopped over and died. This has loads of pups. Hopefully, God willing, in the spring of next year, I can try splitting them. I did try splitting some Musa Basjoos, and it never worked, so I'm not too confident with these, but there's a lot there, and it's doing very well here in that big pot. Yeah, so I bought that last year. So I've had it for a year now myself, in the same pot, in the same position. Hasn't changed position at all. So I've got a lot of these colours because I split them. So here we have the Nagra, is the bamboo, the black bamboo. I've got a lot of new shoots coming out here. My next door neighbour's mowing. It's 9:30 in the morning, he's mowing. This one here, this canary date palm, just go on the other side. This was, if you follow my videos, I called that my free one. Well, I'm just having a walk around here for a minute. Yeah, sorry, my neighbour decided to do some mowing. It's 9:30 in the morning. I'm planning to do a bit of mowing myself, but the grass is a bit wet because I watered it last night. So I just put it over here better. This one I was free. I got it last year. I was supporting it with like a stake to keep it upright. No longer need to support it anymore. Loads of new growth coming through, as you can see. Loads of new growth. Sort of taken very well. It's got a little bit wider as well. The trunk on it. I'm a bit hesitant to put it in the ground because I know they're not as hardy. What I did with this one is that I wheeled it. It's on a sort of wheels into my garage. My garage is not heated. It's integral to the house, but it's not heated. I wrapped it up in fleece and kept it in winter. What did happen is that the tips, I don't know if you can see up here, possibly not. Possibly you can see there, maybe the tips, and as you can see there, they got damaged in the winter in the garage. Yeah, so apologies again for the neighbours mowing, but there we go. Yeah, so I wrapped a lot of this in fleece, put it in the garage, and the bits that I couldn't wrap because they're too tall, it's like 7 foot tall or something, the ends got damaged. And I'm not too sure if it's died off or not, but I've kept it on anyway. So that was stored. I said this was what I called my free one, if you watch my videos. And it's got a lot of growth in the centre now, and the trunk is sort of bulked out a bit. And on this side, I just go over here, here's my other Nagra black bamboo. All new growth is popping out. They're in pots. They're in the same pot as last year. I know they need to be kept wet. But they're there, some kind of screening. I've got some new growth all here, but I said this is, as you can see, this last week that was like 2 inches tall, that new stem. Now it's really gone, it's taken, because I said we've had this heat wave. So yeah, that's what I've done in the patio. If you watch my videos, I've actually thinned out the patio. A lot of stuff that were in pots I planted. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show the front for a minute. Actually, stop mowing now. So, yeah, take a little walk over here. Maybe while he stopped, I'll carry on. So, all these signs. Got a bit carried away with the signs. That one there, I've got a marketplace. The 2 metal ones I got from the range. It's a retailer in the UK. The boards here, I've had them for a couple of years now. That I got from an eBay shop a couple of years. So yeah, so on this side, this is the south facing side. This gets all the sun. So I've got, again, I've got a Calla there, which I split. That I think is a Canna lily. I had loads which I split and I've repotted. It hasn't done a great deal. I think it's a Canna lily. I should have labelled it. One there from last year. Stand back a bit, another Calla there, and the Canna lily there. These are all from last year. There, this popped up this week. So they're all here, along here. So this is the south facing. This gets all the sun. Probably my favourite is the Cleopatra, which is there. Multicolour leaves and multicolour plants, flower heads. So again, all these Callas over the front because I split them. I had loads, and then splitting again. But anyway, so they're all there. On this side, I said this is the south facing side. It gets all the sun. So I just carry on. Like this was here last year. This is my B&M special. It's a Butia Odorata I got from B&M last spring. So it's in a raised bed. as you can see. And what I did this year for winter, if I just move the camera, I built a canopy on top. I wrapped it in fleece, put some fleece in the crown in the middle there, but I built a sort of a canopy, so it had a top to it. But saying that, I think the last couple of winters has been pretty mild, so long may that continue. And again, sun's behind me now, so again it's all new growth in there, if you can see. And I've got some more lilies. These are African queens. These are should be really tall. I'm sorry about the sun. And obviously here I've got another straightforward, straightforward Cordline on that. And I've got some pink china at the bottom there, Crocosias. They've been there for a couple of years now. Down there, if you can see, again, apologies for the sun. So this is a new bedding area. So I'll just turn around maybe the other way, maybe. Don't get the sun too much. This is a new bedding area that I made this spring for more plants. I'm losing my lawn now. So again, pink chimes which was split. And down the corner there was one of my Callas that I split as well. But obviously you can see this is a banana. I thought it was a Sikkimensis red Bengal tiger, but I don't think it is. It was in a pot last year. I moved it here thinking it was a Sikkimensis, but it doesn't look like it's got the red leaves, so it may just be a standard Basjoo. So walking around here, again round the back, I've got a Calla, Canna lily, which I split and put in the ground here. And for this year, I've got a red, ever red, which I think is supposed to be hardier than the Sikkimensis. And the leaves, I don't think you can see because it's the sun is so bright, really striking leaves on that. I don't know if you can see at all because it's so bright, but I think you can there. I think it's called the Ever Red. I got it this spring. It's very striking. In fact, I've had Sikkimensis before. This is definitely more of a striking leaf colours than the Sikkimensis. It's supposed to be hardier than the Sikkimensis, so we'll soon find out. But that's this spring. It was only like a little thing when I got it. You can see that. So we got a standard banana and the Ever Red there with some pink chinas and some as a Canna, Calla in the corner there, and I think this may be another Calla there. I had so much, when I split them, I had so many, I started sticking all over the place. And this has got 1, 2, 3, but they're probably too small to survive the winter. This one has got a pup, one, in fact it's got 2 pups coming through here. That's quite a big pup. I obviously like the spot, it's nice and bright here. And the Cannas there is just, I just moved the leaf out of the way. It's trying to pop. And I also made another bedding area this spring. Another B&M. This is a Butia Odorata again. This was in a pot for a whole season, and this spring I've taken it out of the pot and put it in the ground in a raised bed. Now it has suffered winter damage. I don't know if you can see that there on the leaves. These are the I did in the pot under the canopy. I did wrap it up best I can, and obviously the fronds that were sticking out obviously got damaged. But in the middle there's lots of new growth coming through. I don't know if you can see that, but there's lots of new growth coming through. Again, this one and that one there were B&M ones. So these are now a year old. That was put straight in the ground. This one was in a pot for a whole season, and this spring I took it out of this pot and put it in this raised bed area. Getting closer to my next door neighbour's mowing now. So if you can see this has been in the ground for over a year. It was in the pots, my dairy canary date palm. Again, what I did with this, I built a canopy. I did wrap it up, but I built a canopy, so there's a canopy on top surrounding it, and that obviously helped. But again, we have had two mild winters. And if I just go around the side here, I made another bed area, so I've got another canna which I split, and as you can see from there, I've got a couple of standard bananas, Musa Basjoos. There's a smaller one there and a taller one here, and obviously pink chimes have taken over. This was a cut-in that I'd taken. Persicaria Red Dragons, another cut-ins, and obviously there's another Calla. I'm just standing back a little bit. Oh. Obviously I've got another standard Cordline in that corner, and another Calla in a pot. Take advantage while the neighbours stop mowing, really. I was going to do the same thing this morning, but it's a bit wet. I watered the lawn in the morning, and then last night, and it's a bit damp. We've had this heat wave, so everything needs to be watering. So yeah, so if we can see that there, then that's the canary date palm. I had that 2 years now. It's doing quite well there. I built a canopy on top, wrapped it up in fleece. It seems to have done okay. Put a new bedding area there for some bananas and some pink chinas and stuff in there. Stand back. Just go back a bit further. So the Butia Odorata B&M last spring. Put it in the ground this spring. It's got winter damage on the fronds, as you can see, but there's new growth in the middle. And let's stand back again. The sun. Sorry. I think last time I did this I had the problem with the sun, because the morning the sun's behind me. I said, is that better? I think it's called the Ever Red. You see that? It's much more striking than the Sikkimensis I had, the Bengal tiger. I said it's supposed to be a bit hardier, so let's see. So I'm going to go to the middle aisle now. So my bananas, 3 years in the ground. I wrap them up every year, survive every year. There was a small pup in there that didn't survive. Some more pink chinas. These are Lilies. African queens are really tall when they get going. Another Cordline, standard Cordline. Amongst in here, here, I don't know if you can see this there. Trachycarpus Fortunei. This is a B&M one. I think it's been in the ground for 2 years. Done really well. It flowered for the last 2 years. So, Persicaria Purple Fantasy. I've given it a haircut once already. And we've had a visitor pop in. My grandson thinks, what's this? Look, oh, living in amongst the stuff. Another Trachy that flowered again this year for the 2nd year running. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the front because they're talking now next door. So we look at the front. Yes, my neighbours suddenly had a visitor. So this front was done in the spring of 2022. So that's how long this Trachy has been in there for. It flowered for the first time this year. And obviously got Chamaerops 1, 2, 3, 4. The one in the right hand corner over here I replaced because the other one got damaged, winter damaged and pulled. The rest of them seem to be doing okay. That's a fairly new one, it's a year old. The rest have been there from the ground for a couple of years now, and as you can see, it's doing quite well. A little bit of winter damage, as you can see, spotting on there. But that Trachy flowered for the first time this year, so it's been in the ground now 4 years. Gained a lot of height. If you look at my videos, it's gained a lot of height in 4 years. Doing quite well. It gets the sun's in the morning. Gets fed. I'll talk about my feeding. So this is a long shot of the middle island. So in the middle island here we've got two Trachycarpus Fortunei. The front one here, I don't know where they got that from. The one at the back, which you can't see right now, that is a B&M special. It's a couple of years old now. And either side is the Cordlines. Amongst there we have some Persicaria Red Dragons and Purple Fantasies. I've also got some Salvias in there, and I've got some African Queen Lilies. Oh, it's starting mowing again. And obviously the bananas. The visitor's gone. Right, so so the sun's going to be on this side, so I'll stop talking. Forgot to mention the Crocosmias. Forgot what this is called, red ones. Can't remember what it's called right now. I put all that stuff in there to give it a bit of colour. So I've got some purple salvias, the reds on these, the lilies when they pop up. Here's the African Queen Lilies. They bend over now because they're trying to find the sun, but they're quite tall normally. Cordlines doing quite well, really tall. Again, the bananas here. Some winter damage, well, wind damage. We've had a lot of wind. See the new rollers are coming up. A couple of years old. I wrap them every year. You've seen those videos. So that's the middle. I was in fern. I don't know what these ferns are called, unfortunately, but I think you can see the salvias there, the purple there, ferns. So I just want to give it some kind of colour. So if I just do this, I'm further away now from the mower, but this is the African Queen, the Lily African Queen. She's pretty tall. Again, it's reaching out for the sun. Here we've got another Trachy at the back there. It's straight in the ground. It's probably been there 3 years, 4 years. New growth, new fronds popping up. The best one that's done really, really well is this Wagnerianus. This one's doing far, far better than everything else. I've mentioned that before. I think it loves this spot. It's got it gets the sun. It's not covered by anything else. It's really doing well, this Waggy. At the front here, Alstroemerias from last year. Just put mulch over the top, and they come back. You don't cut the heads off. Once they've died, you pull the stem out from the bulb. Sorry, my sun's behind me, so I've got the shadow there. And tucked right at the back there, I don't know if you can see the leaf there, but there is a Bengal red tiger there that I planted last spring, because I've not had too much success with these. They keep dying, but I didn't plant that last spring and it sort of survived. It doesn't get a lot of sun here because it's covered by this Waggy and other things that are going on there. I've also got a couple of small twin head Trachys amongst that there. As you can see, the Crocosmias are popping out there, the red one, give it some colour. I've also got right at the back a pot of lilies that have been there for a few years now. Again, just get some colour. As you can see, look, there's a Trachy popping out there. As you can see that, looks like it's got bindweed wrapped around it. I've got a real problem with bindweed on this back fence. As you can see, it's all over the place. You can see there. I'm forever going in there and unwinding. I've got to do that today. So again, we've got another Trachy here. Probably been here 3-4 years. See new growth popping up. Fountain I've had for a few years. Got some ferns. I don't know what the ferns were. B&Q a few years ago. Just bought them and planted them underneath. Again, we've got Persicaria Red Dragons are in there. The Purple Fantasies are in there. And you can see these now, can't you? Alstroemerias. I think these are called in summer. So they give it some colour, don't they? In there. A couple of years, just put some mulch on the top, or just banana leaves on top. As you can see, some lilies are trying to pop up again to give it some kind of colour, because it's all green. There we go, they're the bananas. 3 years I've had these, wrapped them up, they seem to be okay. Some very small pups don't survive, that's fair enough. Let's go back to this this Trachy here has not flowered yet, nor has this one. But going back to the middle aisle, the B&M one, which has been in the ground a couple of years now, that did flower. You can see the remainder of the pods there, and the one at the front also flowered again. Not for the first time, I think for the second year in a row they flowered, but the ones over here have not flowered at all. I don't know if that's because the age of them compared to the others, I don't know. But yeah, so I've got Sikkimensis at the back there, if you can see it. You see the leaves. Look, if you can see that leaf there, I don't know. You can see that leaf there. The different red in the leaf compared to what they call the ever red. Completely different. So the Trachy's here. Alstroemerias are there. Indian summer they're called again. We've got the bananas here being battered by the wind. There were some smaller pots which never survived. Japonicas, standard Japonicas there and there. And at the back is a Yucca Rostrata. At the back there, I kept that at the back because it's really sharp points, and when I get my grandson, it's not safe, so I put it right in the back of the fence. Salvias. Salvias are in there. Purple fantasies taken over as they do. I've got to give that a haircut. So if we just take a walk here in the shade, gives you a perspective maybe of it all. So this and I've done this year to use some of my lawn, because I went taking some cuttings. I've got to put the cuttings somewhere. And I had so many. There's another pot of Calla in there. I had so many cuttings of these. You can see that because I'm in the sun. I had so many. I put a Hosta there. It's in the shade because they don't like the sun too much. See what happens. Another cut in there. Underneath here we've got a couple more. We've got some pink giants down the bottom, but they don't get the sun. It's all shaded around here. Let's take a walk at the back. So I've got salvias down here. They just come back here up here. This is my rhododendron. I moved it this year to the back here. Phormium, don't know what this one is. You'll probably see the lilies there in the pot, and again the bananas. Yeah, I've got a problem here with bindweed. I mean, it's all at the back here, and I'm forever picking and pulling and trying to get rid of. I've done some research. There's apparently no. Oh, I found something here at all. Right. I've lost I had a little hand saw. I lost that. I left that lying around somewhere around here when I was cutting some of the dead leaves off, or the damaged leaves. Can't remember where I put them. Somewhere here anyway. So yes, the bindweed. I've done some research. There's no real answer to it. You have to keep pulling them off and then throwing away the waste, because if you pull them off and throw the damaged bit or the waste away, they regrow. So I can see it crawling, and I have to do it like every other day. I have to do that in a minute when I finish doing this. So, yeah, my neighbour here on the left hand side who has this fence, they're moving. So hopefully I'll get a decent fence put up by the new people. So yes, so that's that. So, just going to sit down for a minute and talk about my feeding regime. I use chicken pellets, and I use seaweed, and for the plants themselves, the ones that flower, I use tomato feed. So I've always used seaweed for the last couple of years, and I've always used seaweed and tomato feed. Tomato feed I use for the plants that flower, because I think they need the extra bit for the extra oomph, I call it, for the flowers itself. But everything seems to be doing, everything's okay. I have got slow release granules for the palms. I got that from the palm company. I used that at the beginning of the season, but I tend to use chicken pellets because they're pretty cheap to get, and they seem to obviously do the job. I've not had any issues. And seaweed I've been using since I read about it, and I've always used it on the greens, what I call, I think, big greens. And occasionally I've used synthetic feed, like Miracle Grow plant feed. I've used that a couple of times, but it don't last long because considering all the stuff I've got to feed. But they're the general things I use. So chicken manure pellets, seaweed, tomato feed, the occasional synthetic feed like Miracle Grow, and I have used the slow release fertilizer from the palm company on my palms. It normally comes in quite a big plastic container, so they last for a long time. So that's what my feeding regime is, really. I do it now once a week. So the weekend I sort of give everything a feed. It takes me a couple of hours to do that because I'm using seaweed or tomato feed. Yeah, so that's all I use for my feeding. I don't know what else to really say. I've lost the Musella from winter. It's the only thing I really lost. And this year I've taken a lot more cuttings from the Calla lilies, and again I have to look, that one's bulging away. The other thing that's bulging away is the Cannas. I can see that the shape of these pots are changing. They need to be split. But I've tried splitting these this year, and it's been pretty hit and miss, mainly a miss as opposed to a hit. But like this one over here, the Cleopatra, I mean, that is really, you can't probably see the bow, but that really needs to be split. So springtime, when they cut it all back at winter, springtime I may, what I have to do is empty the pot and get the old rhizome and split it, in which case I've got to find more space. I'm not one to start selling things, to be honest with you, and I think I've really got no more room. I like my lawn. When my grandson comes, he likes running around because he's that age, and I have to tell my son or his mum to be careful of these edges when they run around, because they catch those. I caught those edges before, so I try to keep this all clear here. I don't really want to put any more raised beds on my lawn, and there's no real gap at the back, right at the back, because a lot of it gets blocked out with the sun because of the big leaves. Oh, on this left hand side, I forgot, this is the north facing, so this gets least of the sun which these plants like. So excuse me. So I've got oysters, had that for a couple of years. I've taken some cuttings from another oyster there. I don't know, that one there. Obviously, Spiders Web Japonica. Another cutting oysters, little fountain. Spiders Web. This is a couple of years old. This is another cutting here. I'm not sure if that's doing too well, but because it's north facing, it gets the sort of least amount of sun. It gets a bit in the morning right now, but it gets the least bit of sun. And Japonicas, especially hostas, they don't want full sun. I may get rid of the two Spiders Web because I've got a couple of standard Japonicas right at the back. I may get rid of them after this winter and springtime. I don't know, put them up for sale, I guess, in marketplace. I've seen them for sale in the pots because they need to put in the ground, and I've got no space in the ground now. And I can't bury it there because when that area was done, it was concrete. so I can't dig into it. But yes, so that's my story for this year. As I said, I didn't bother to do one in the winter, wrapping up. I've done that before, and there's a lot of YouTubers show you wrapping up, but I used the same process I did before. That's recycled bottle insulation from B&Q. The only problem with that, if it is a problem, you've got so much left over, because you can use it again and again. I ended up buying one brand new roll, but I don't think I used it. But obviously as these get bigger, I get more of them. I need more insulation. The dairy canary date palm, I keep getting that wrong, don't I? I put that in the garage last year. It was really tall for the garage. It seemed to work, but again we had a very mild winter. So I don't know if you've got any comments regarding how things are with myself and my garden this year, or the tiki area. But right now, I said we had a great weather. With the second heat wave, it was 30 odd degrees the last couple of days. I think we're expecting the same today. I think it's going to rain, supposed to rain, I think Sunday or something, but I need to mow my grass myself. And as I said, what I have been doing is I've been coming out here in the morning and watering the plants, watering the grass in the morning. Last night I did the grass in the evening. I haven't been watering the plants in the evening, just during the day, because I believe that's when they really need the help. Also, what I read by someone is that obviously the slugs and snails come out in the evening when it's all damp, so if you water during the evening, everything's going to be moist, so they'll come out and enjoy their snackaroonies. But yeah, so that's me for this time. I may catch up with you like in the middle of August or something, see how things are. I can't see much changing now. The only thing will change, I think the cannas will come out or pop out, and some of the flowers will just be popping out and some will be dying off. I may get more growth out of the bananas, and maybe the canary date palm as well. Okay, so that's it for now. Any comments, that'd be fantastic. Take care. So I thought I'd take a little trip around the back of everything, because I'm just trying to do the bindweed. So here's the standard Japonica here, planted in the corner here, which is doing okay. Gets a bit of sun, but it's not full sun. This is another one here. Again, it doesn't get full sun, gets a bit of sun. Oh, it's no staining on it now. And I've got some salvias there, which I keep treading on, but they're there anyway. There's some salvias there. The bees like that. So at the back, so let me just go through here. This is my Yucca Rostrata, which I got a couple of years ago. It wasn't doing so well. I stuck it here because the ends are so sharp. When I get my grandson, if I put them out there somewhere, he may prick himself with it. So I left it here. It's been here for over a year. Seems to be doing all right. The sort of like trunk's not particularly big, but it's there. It wasn't doing so well when I first got it, but it's doing okay. Here's the 1, 2. That's the mother banana there, and these are the 1, 2, 3, 4 pups. There is a little pups, but I found that these little ones, come winter, they just don't survive. As we can see, we can put purple fancies all over the place here. Here's another Trachy. You see the fronds poking through. I'll just keep going around the back here. Got to be careful not to keep treading on things. I need to lift these up, these are all collapsed here. So this is Indian summer, they call this Indian summer. I've had it in the ground a couple of years. As they collapsed. I find it very difficult sticking things in this ground because there's concrete underneath here. Well, not concrete rather, so there's just hard soil. I find it difficult putting things in the ground to help support these things. There's a tub here of lilies that I transplanted a couple of years ago to this pot. So I've got something here, a post here supporting some stuff here, but it gets really difficult. That's falling on my light. Cordline here. See, I've done some of the bindweed. The problem is the bindweed's right behind this fence. So I come along here, see, along here. This is like Cordline. And we've got 1, 2, 3 bananas. The middle ones are main mum and pups. And if I walk here, I've got to tread on things. But there's another pot of lilies there. And that's the Wagger that's doing really well over there. This is another Trekkie over here. So this is behind everything. As you can see there, I don't mind Red Dragon's taking over the back. There's nothing going on here. Oh, I can see a lot of bindweed there. I've just been that side, I can see it all crawling on that Trekkie's new growth. So I've got to go around there. Crocosmia's coming out. I keep treading on the little ones behind here. So it's been eating these, but these are different lilies. Alstroemeria, I can't remember the name. The Peruvian lily. Peruvian lily. There. It's good to get some colour, but otherwise it's just all green. Same with the Crocosmias. It's quite tall, that actually. Yeah, so I've just seen some more bindweed. Well, I'll try to get some stake and stake some of this stuff in. See how far I get. Probably when I come around here, I start treading on things and flatten them out. So let me just go back here. Right, I just got to go out. So it's 8:20 in the evening, so the sun is going down. I've been doing some watering. So the sun was out this morning when I was behind me, so maybe you couldn't see things. But Cheesmanii or Cheesmanii, the first leaf, second leaf are rubbish. I'm waiting for a new one to come out. It has a dark red pseudocym once it's all settled down. As I said, there's a pup coming. There was another pup there last year, but obviously didn't survive the winter. They survived one winter wrapped up under the canopy there. So it'll take a long shot here. This is the canary date palm that I had. That didn't cost me anything because the plant was at an angle, and I propped it up for well the whole season really with a pole, and it's all settled down now. As I mentioned earlier on when I was doing it this morning, there is some winter damage on the ends there and on there. I'm not too sure if actually this one's actually sort of dead. Not too sure. But that's all new growth. That one there, going up there on the, that's all new growth. You can probably see the damage there from the winter. But this is all new growth. Bamboo is way up here now. That shot up this week. I know they like being kept wet. I'm actually watering everything, so the sun's gone down now. It's on the other side, so things are maybe easier to see. So the cannas are slowly but surely all starting to pop up. The canna, these, they're all split. As you see, yellows are all split. I did it in the spring. We potted them in pots. Some of them need splitting again this spring. This spring these need splitting. Cleopatra's my favourite one. B&Q Special, Butia Odorata. Put it straight in the ground when I got it last spring, and as I said earlier on, I built a canopy for this, fleeced it up, put a canopy, and it seems to be okay. A lot of growth in the middle, surrounded by some lilies. This one over here is was in a pot, and I put the pot in my garage and I fleeced it up, but as you can see it has winter damage. Other than that, it's all popping out okay. This one's 2 years old. Again, I put a canopy on it. But go back to, probably didn't see this morning because there was sun was on it, but this is the Ever Red, I think they call it, and the leaves are much more striking, aren't they, than the Sikkimensis? It's supposed to be hardier than the Sikkimensis. There's a pup going there. They're almost purple when they start popping up. I never had much luck with Sikkimensis, I must say, but I did get some last spring again, and this one is from last spring. As you may see, hopefully that the leaves aren't so purple as the Ever Red. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that. doesn't get a lot of sun there, it's blocked out, so it's not fast growing. There's another one on the other side that you probably won't see because it's really tucked in. You won't see it, but in there's another one, but it doesn't get a lot of sunlight. Let me turn around for a minute. Yeah, so pink chinas and the bananas all in one place here, and in there, because of the same feed, seaweed, and tomato feed I put for the old Canna lilies. Anything with flowers, I put tomato feed. And I'll just take a shot back. You can see the bananas there. It's at the middle aisle, but if I just take over the sun catch that? There. Yeah, so that's a bit of a view when the sun goes down. So, a tiki bar with some thatch roofing on it. I can't get to the very top. So yes, so I've been watering the grass now. I should have watered it this morning. I've noticed some bits are getting brown, so that's the sun. That's what I'm doing now. But I've fed everything, watered everything. I'll do the same thing in the morning. Obviously it's not advisable what I've read about in the evening, because that's when the slugs come out. It's all nice and moist. I was supposed to get a storm sometime, I don't know when, not going to rely on it. So yeah, so hopefully that's just a little bit of information on how my garden is this summer so far. I'll probably update you once everything's all budded out and looking all nice, because that's no point in otherwise. Just showing you how it has progressed for the last few years. Everything sort of settled down, the B&M plants, be it the Butias, the palms, they've all settled down, no problem at all. Okay, thank you for watching, hope it all makes sense. Any comments, please put them in, and I'll catch you the next time. Bit of a nighttime view before the floodlight comes on. Looking through the view, it looks really dark. I don't know if the camera picks anything up. The view is just picking up the lights, we're not picking up anything else. I've got a light, that sensitivity light. It may come on when I move. I just walk across here. Back fence is lit up. Got floodlights on the back. I've got them on a slow chase, so they just change colour slowly. The two different brands. Oh, the lights come on. Yeah, so the back fence is lit up. I do that all year round. That's what it looks like at night.